Hello, we are back for some more news and politics. And as I keep on saying, if you want to know more of what I'm doing, then come to AU79 News and Politics on Facebook. Leave your comments on how to do better and news stories that you like. I do not think I'm very well at finding news stories that I'm interested in, so share with me some that you are. And with that, we come back to Not the Bee, the sister site to the Babylon Bee. And three things that are important about the Babylon Bee is that it makes us laugh, makes us think, and it makes us talk. The sister website, Not the Bee, does those three things, but as they state, the following is not satire. Seriously. The whole stick of Not the Bee is to talk about real news stories, real things that may actually be confused with possibly coming from the main website itself, which there might be a few exceptions, but yes. So this would have been probably probably would have been better to do this news story first, because it probably would have been better to do this story first, simply because I do follow the Babylon Bee on Facebook, and from time to time they will share articles from their sister website Not the Bee. And every so often it's like, oh, I want to check that out. I want to check maybe that one out. And I haven't. And this is the one that made me think, okay, let's just check out Not the Bee. I like the Babylon Bee. I think they're funny. As I said, they do three important things. And Not the Bee also does those three important The Babylon Bee also does those three important things. The only difference is that Not the Bee is talking about real things that are happening. Yeah, they're talking about real things that are happening. And I do not upload these videos in order. Most of the time I do it in alphabetical order, whichever one comes up in my file thing first. And I really need to do more of these so that there's more of them that's posted. More of them that's posted during the day. Well, I shouldn't say during the day, but during the 24 hours. That kind of thing. Because I'll just upload these whenever. I know that's not good, but sadly, that's kind of how I've been. Either way. So, as I said, this was the ground zero, I guess you could say the ground zero article for me. The one that made me want to click on my tongue. This is the one that made me want to click on Not the Bee and check it out, which, depending on where this video lands within when the other videos have been uploaded. Gosh, I'm going in circles for almost 4 minutes. Okay. We're going to talk about the story instead of... Okay. Mowing your lawn is now racist. Okay? Yes. This is a real article from Canada's biggest news people, the Global and Mail. Okay. Okay. I was thinking of the thing. Okay. It is time to decolonize your lawn. The traditional lawn, manicured, vetted. I don't think I read that B word right. Under control now finds itself at the comfort. I don't know. But probably in the middle of two hot button issues: climate change and indigenous rights. Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. Oh, these crazy people. These crazy people. And as he's, yeah, is it time to decolonize your lawn? Okay. Oh yeah, this article is a bit longer than the others. Although, like I said, the order, it's probably not. This article is just about as long as an article from the bee itself. Okay. How is this real? Well, we must get straight past that question because this is not the bee, where the seemingly unreal becomes very real every day. As I stated up front, every time about this, these are actual real things that are happening, which well could be confused with being from the Babylon Bee, but it's really happening. And every time my nose itches. Okay. Now come with me on an adventure as we dive into this surreal, surreal, yeah. I feel like that didn't sound right. This gem of an article from the Global and Mail to find out why indeed our lawns are racist and why. Wow, why did I say and why? And we are terrible scumbag colonizers for maintaining them. I wish we didn't have to mow grass though. I really hate mowing grass. Don't have a big yard, but yeah, it's just time consuming. I hate it. Okay. The first two paragraphs of this piece are a thing of beauty, so we need to read them. Okay. When most people think of lawns, they picture carefree kids playing in backyards, picnics, and well-kept parks. Perhaps they even feel a sense of pride at how green and immaculate. I think I read that word right. The lawn. I don't know that word, but yeah, okay. But the traditional goodness. But the traditional lawn, manicured, vetted, under control. I still don't think I read that word right. Now finds itself at the now finds itself between two hot button issues. If I can, I would change the world so that it flows better. Climate change and indigenous rights. Oh yeah, if you didn't know, in Canada, they say indigenous instead of, like in America, we say Native Americans. Well, not everybody says Native Americans, I should say. Some some environmentalist First Nations, they also use that word too. Leaders and even hobby gardeners are calling for a different approach to how we view and treat the unbridled. I don't think that's right. Urban green space. It is. They argue a lasting symbol of how settlers approached indigenous land and culture and the rigid. I think that's right. I think that's rigid. I don't know. Western ideals we have imposed continues to hurt the planet and in turn all of us. The lawn, some go as far as to say, needs to be decolonized. Yes, the crazy people are out again. And we got a little boy. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is so good. But wait, just wait, because it gets better. These next two paragraphs, which are a quote from a man who I can only assume is the biggest balloon head. I think I read that right. Balloon head in all of Canada will absolutely make your day. I might print this out and frame it on my office wall. Okay, if the quote's that crazy, need to read it. Okay. What is a lawn but a statement of control over nature? Ask John Douglas. I can't. A Canadian history professor at Thompson Rivers University in, I don't know that either. That's a huge part of settler culture. You see that river there? We can dam that. We can organize that water. We can make that water work for us. It's essentially the same mindset. I can reorganize this landscape, flatten it, plant lawn, yeah. Find a non-indigenous species of plant of grass and completely extract everything that's not homogeneous. I don't know. That doesn't fit with this green pattern and can fill it. A backyard with a big lawn is like a classroom for uh, colonists, I don't know, and environmental hostility. Okay, yeah, okay. I can't even discern those two paragraphs like I want to, but each sentence could be an entire article. Just please, dear reader, do not let those words pass by your eyes only once. Read them again, slowly, and attempt to grasp at some level the sheer insanity that lies at the core in this man's worldview. Yeah, he's out there. Onward we go. Wow. I can't read that word. Oh, wait, is that arguably? That might be it. Arguably in our urban areas. In the lawn. The lawn is kind of the largest ecosystem, says this guy. From there. And that's a large problem because a monocrop of grass, which is what most lawns are, is vulnerable to disease and drought. It can act as an ecological desert. This guy compares plants to people. These unknown plants that you think are all weeds, but when you actually get to know them, they have their own stories and are as wonderful as any other plant. Yeah, say that to the poison ivy that grows. Did you hear the man? You should get to know your weeds and let them tell you stories instead of pulling them out of your lawn. Here's another guy. If you want to reduce the number of weeds, reduce the amount of white grubs and increase the beneficial insects like whatever that is. Pollinators? Yeah, pollinators. Simply don't mow your lawn as much, says this guy. He's a researcher or whatever. Did you hear the man? You should stop mowing your lawn and become that guy in your neighborhood that everyone loves because your yard looks like a funky jungle and is an eyesore affecting your whole street. Of course, we are not stuck with our yards as they are. It is not technically difficult to diversify and decolonize a yard. There's like my voice is going a little. Decolonize a yard. Most ecologists suggest minimizing how much you maintain it a little more each year and replacing some or all of the grass with indigenous species. How? Okay. They're really trying to get your neighbors to hate you. Yards, she says, are seen as a way for people to prove they have their own life and property under control and in order. Makes sense. If we can instead start to view long grass and wild flowers as positive things to have in our yard, then we will also begin to promote positive change for our ecosystems. Yeah, no. I don't want to have to mow the yard, but we have to. Okay. I mean, they're really trying to get your neighbors to hate you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird looking at, yeah. It's that social hump that I think is going to be really difficult to get over. Mr. Watson said, "You're likely to be viewed more poorly by your neighbors. That different but quite stigmatizing as well." Okay, you think? Let's wrap this clown show up with the global article's final 2 paragraphs. Okay. It is a cultural thing, this guy says. There is this interesting comparison, like value and diversity versus sameism. I think that's what he's saying. He continued, "I do wonder if maybe future generations are going to look back just like 150 years ago when Victorian ladies used to like to wear dead birds as hair. Say, why did you do that?" I I have a feeling the ideal of not main. I have a feeling the ideal of maintaining your lawn is going to stay for a very long time. It may actually be very surprising, but even in like the feudal days in England, and yeah, in like England, the times of knights and nobles, that kind of that kind of uh, they even mowed their yards, or at least the rich people did. I'm not for sure what peasant people did, but yeah, noble people, they maintained your they had servants go out and actually cut the grass. Uh, yeah. So the ideal, at least in the West, the ideal of maintaining your yard, I think, will stay for a very long time, and very likely it may be an ideal or a value that will stay in maybe even till the end of time. Okay. Yeah, okay, hippie. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, hippie. People are going to look back and wonder why we mowed our yards. Yeah. I think it's more likely that people are going to look back and wonder why normal, sane people suffered and even celebrated. I don't know how to say that. Marxist ideals like those put forth in this ridiculous article. What a time to be alive. And with that, we are done with that article. I did. I talked through a few of these videos today. Of course, you're not going to see them all released at the same time. So my voice is starting to feel a little strained. But yeah, if you liked the video, then give it a like. If you didn't like the video, then of course give it a dislike. And as I keep on pointing out, if you want to see some more of the stuff that I do that's not on video, then come to AU79 News and Politics on Facebook. Leave comments on stuff that I post. Leave stories that you like so that I know things that you would want me to look at. And subscribe to the follow wherever you find this. And with that, I hope you have a good rest of the day, and I hope you have a good day, and I bid you adieu.